Hello, everyone. Looks like we are live. Welcome back to our AMA session hosted by Hacken. And today we are welcoming Dima Budoring, the CEO of Hacken. I'm gonna quickly pass the intro to Dima, for the people, whoever you don't know him. But I wanted just to say that we decided to shift from doing a weekly AMA sessions, which was putting a bit of a pressure on the team, and decided to focus a bit more, give us a bit time to focus on actual business dev and work on partnerships and move things forward. All right. This week we have, again, as I mentioned, Dima. Very lovely to have you with us. Hacken and Dima itself and their team played an important role and still playing an important role in PureFi. Dima, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can't wait for quite exciting autumn. I think this autumn will be very interesting. So, yeah, a lot of energy, a lot of projects, a lot of ideas.
Nice one.
We should have fun.
Yeah. Nice one. And I mean, without taking too much of everyone's time, we usually had about an hour long AMA sessions. That was like almost enough to cover all the points and answer all the questions from Twitter and live section. But we took 1 week pause, and this week we are actually here to present a new service offering that we are launching within PureFi. And we're doing that together with Hacken. I will quickly touch base on general our progress, what's been going on recently, and what we have in our pipeline for everyone to kind of get an update and be in the loop. So we are in the final stages of integrating and implementing a bridge, as well as integrating on Polygon, on Matic, which should go live in the next, I would say, I hope to say a week. And that will open up to the whole exciting world on Polygon and new partnerships there. And we really hope that, the community will bring a lot of organic or a lot of volumes and a lot of liquidity. That's on the bridge side. We are also in talks with centralized exchanges, going through their due diligence process. So this is something that I'm personally handling. We got recently on, and this is something I'll touch base very, very quickly because this is very important. We are one of the, right now, PureFi got onboarded into an organization called INATBA. It's quite difficult to pronounce, but that's very important news for us. If you saw, I mean, if you get a chance to look at what they do, they're basically a blockchain association, European blockchain association for projects to work alongside regulators and to influence and make sure that regulators hear back the opinion of projects and don't come up with barbarian regulations, but rather be involved in a policy making process. So this is very, very important for PureFi because we are one of the members alongside projects like Aave, Accenture, Eternity, Algorand, Tendermint, Cardano, Bankfreak, CoinFirm, Dash, Fireblocks, Gnosis, IOTA, Polymath, SAP, VeChain, and I mean the list is sick. It's crazy. And now PureFi is along one of the members. We are very proud for that. We'll be enabled to talk with all the members first of all, and all the policymakers, which is very, very important. Now, I mean, let's chat about the service offering that we actually launching as we speak. Just literally half an hour ago or an hour ago, our marketing released news that the service offering that we'll talk today, actually, we released the news about the first use case for that service offering, and we have Dima here. This is essentially a project that is as well coming out of Hacken Foundation, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes. I'll explain what is the service offering that we were telling our community and what we basically have in mind. So before until our beta version is live, we decided to actually to create a service and offer it to the market, to actual projects and IDO platforms that are coming to the market, where PureFi will offer an actual service, and those new projects and partners would actually have to buy a UFI token. So this is an attempt, this is a strategy to increase the demand for UFI token, and actually by providing a service from our project. So quickly touching base that we will basically help a project to perform manual AML screening for their investors participating in the private round. We will help with cross-marketing. Right now, together with Hacken Foundation and Hacken, we have more than 200,000 followers and users. That's a massive community. We will enable projects to launch a bounty campaign. Hacken, Dima will talk about that. Hacken will help with cybersecurity audit and smart contract audits. And we'll also enable those new projects to participate in our farming, in our staking dashboard. And this is actually something really, really, really great, because we see that, as soon as we started launching this new service, we received a ton of positive feedback from different ITO platforms and startups who already is interested in this service. And so the first use case of that service offering that we are announcing and then we are presenting here will be a project called Art Wallet. And Dima, could you explain a little bit what is the nature of the project and what stage it is, and a bit of how we will be collaborating under this use case?
Yeah, sure. It's it's strange when the BMW like top management is driving some other car rather than BMW. So it's similar, So Art Wallet is the next Hacking Foundation project. It's the project that will create a product, very user-friendly product to operate users' NFT collections. It will have few innovative features, and we see big demand for this product. And yes, it will have the token launch, and during this token launch, we will make sure that we want to make sure that we are not getting dirty money, as well as we are not getting those investors who we don't want to have.
Nice, exactly. So this was the lowest hanging fruit, obviously, to try and test the service offering to make sure that the team is actually operationally is effective providing that service. We are leveraging the existing relationships with AML service providers. We're leveraging our relationship with Hacken, obviously, for the cybersec audit and bug bounty. But I wanted to focus a bit more on farming dashboard, and part of the service offering, how that will work for the project, which is actually I think is very unique for this market and is actually very interesting. So if we are doing, like, for example, let's take just a random project, not an art wallet, but for the sake of an example, a project comes to us that they want to, help with marketing, will they want to help with cybersecurity, and they want to get our experience for launching and building up a strong community. Of course, our interest is for this project to buy the UFI token, and we will then help them provide that experience, provide that service for the new project, but as a package. So we're not going to sell marketing services or consultancy. We're going to focus on AML screening of the incoming investors and what it makes automatically, what it means for the project. For example, if we're doing the AML screening of the private round investors and the public round investors on the ITO raise, that means that the project that the tokens of a new project automatically have a low risk score, which is great. What it means for the community and for the project, you pretty much understand what it means. But if we are doing the like a co-farming activities, first of all, we will be to facilitate that. We will be upgrading our staking and farming dashboard to provide a more sophisticated and comprehensive service where we'll be able to add new liquidity pools from the projects that already received this service. And when a UFI token holder will go and stake the token, it will, in a specific pool, it will receive rewards from a new project, and those rewards will have low ML risk score automatically. So what it means for PureFi dashboard, it means that by buying and holding UFI token and using that in the staking and farming dashboard, the rewards will come only in the tokens that were pre-screened and verified. And this is something unique on this market that we see that other projects don't yet. We're probably going to be the first on the market who focus on such initiatives, and I think that's very, very important. We're also hiring a new person to my team to build up a pipeline and lead the pipeline of partnerships for IDO platforms, form partnerships with them, and also manage the pipeline of projects. So we want to have a very strong approach to that, because we do believe that before our beta is launched, this will create an actual real demand for UFI token. And we hope that everyone will enjoy the new all-time highs in the coming weeks or months. I don't know. So that's that. Sorry, it took a bit of time to explain what is the new service and why we think it's important. We have Dima here.
I want to add a little bit.
Sure. Passing the mic to you, Dima. Go on.
So first of all, people need to understand that there are a lot of crypto millionaires, but in fact, they do struggle to convert this money into fiat and actually buy Lambda. Especially this is the case in Europe. And so this is a clear trend, and we see the demand from IDO platforms, from the projects that are being launched to have a very understandable and clear gateway how they can convert crypto back to fiat. So this is like where it comes from at the first place. But second is this project is in line with the Hacken Foundation strategy in terms of big data collection. The data about the wallets, the big database with labeled wallets, is the assets that shouldn't be underestimated. Chain Analysis, the company that is what they basically do is labeling wallets. They already cost 3 billion. So It's the equity valuation, and probably those people who invest in them, they know what they do. So yeah, I'm happy that PureFi will lead this business initiative. It opens new doors to both us and them. So
Exactly, exactly. And just for the sake of, just for the sake of argument, because we've been through these discussions with different DEXs and DeFi protocols, but it's good, to talk about this again, because then the community or our viewers, if there are any, whatever, if anyone's watching us, they will at least hear how the markets changed. So 6 months ago, when we were just discussing that concept of PureFi, and looking ahead of time, we were discussing this with I'm not going to name the projects, but like, let's say it's top five one of the top five dexes in terms of volume. And back then they were telling us that, oh no, like they were waving head and saying that what you guys are bringing to this market, or what you're offering us, is irrelevant, because we are not an entity, we are a smart contract. And like, what is the compliance for DeFi? We don't care about that, we don't want that. Then now six months later, they come to us and they say, we want to integrate your service, and we want to open up separate new liquidity pools with only clean and verified liquidity, and we want to make sure that there is no dirty money inside. Because why? Because regulators are already knocking on their door. And right now we see those dexes even asking a legal opinion, like centralized exchanges, for make sure that the projects they work with, it's not going to bring negative attention from regulators. And this is, again, like, all that is a clear sign that the things in DeFi will take form when they are regulated and structured, we like it or not. And this is just one example where one of the major dexes right now wants to integrate PureFi, and we're in discussions for actually we're doing customer development right now with them, CusDev, to make sure that the first beta version of a product that we are releasing is actually going to be directly integrated and will provide the utility that we want. So this is this is great. Right now we're working on not just the promoting the service that I explained that we'll be doing together with Hacken, manual until the beta is launched, but also the team is working really hard to talk with bridge providers, dexes, farming, lending protocols, and as well as CeFi organizations ahead of time to kind of discuss already partnerships and the future collaboration where they, as clients, where they want to integrate our product ahead of time, which is absolutely great. I mean, this is a clear sign that we are on the right path. What I wanted to focus, we covered the bridge, we covered the centralized exchanges, we covered doing customer development with our clients, Polygon as well. So that's good. And we explain also why we're launching this new service. Art Wallet is a great example. We are actually start doing it as we speak right now, and we are in talks with a number of other potential clients, where to receive this service they will have to go and buy the token, PureFi token. And further down the road, this will be this strategy as well for receiving the service will be implemented in our product, which is the way we will monetize and provide the utility. We received actually a lot of questions from Twitter section, and there is some questions are coming again from from the live chat here. Dima, I think you have the same document in front of you, like where our team is dropping down the questions. Is there any particular question that you like that you want to address? As we promised, we just have to pick 5 questions from the Twitter section, the ones that we like, no preferences.
No, I mean, like, I think we should focus on PureFi questions, PureFi related questions. So it's the ones that are addressing Hacken, maybe not that relevant.
Let's see if there is a good intersection between the different questions. We'll definitely answer that. The first question that I like, I mean, it's very specific and it's important for everyone to hear, is about the roadmap of PureFi. So right now, I see the PureFi roadmap is being broken down into 3 phases, where we will have a beta version will be released in the next, I would say, I want to be very optimistic here, but my nature, you know, is being a realistic guy. So I think the beta version, the first iteration of the product, will be live in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And then this will enable us to start integrating it into protocols. Like, this is basically going to be a good start of B2B strategy, business development and strategy, as we have already a lot of projects that really want to integrate. This is something really, really good. The next iteration of actual MVP looks like it's going to be live in the next 3 to 4 months. So I hope that we'll be able to see that live before New Year. So by end of Q4 this year, and beginning or like first, second quarter of 2022. This is where the actual full-on PureFi product will be out. What is the difference between beta and MVP? Is that the MVP will actually, or actually, I'll keep my mouth shut, because the technical team won't be very happy that I'm providing that inside information. But we will release those news soon. We will release those news with updated roadmap soon. But we're aiming to launch the beta version in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So this is something cool.
I have a question to answer.
Sure, let's go.
So, could you kindly explain the present state of the blockchain cybersecurity market? All right. All right. So, as you probably know, there is not so many blockchain cybersecurity companies. Actually, it's strange. Smart contract auditors are overloaded with work. It's a lot of work. But from my point of view, the market is not developing with the proper quality speed as it should. So, as 3 years ago, the same situation right now, like a smart contract audit report just reports the errors in the code and some basic information about the how the token works, and I think it's not enough at all to give the proper information to investors. And but there is, there is very there is a circle, in order to give a proper information, you need to make a full scope audit, and to make the audit not only about, how are there the rug pulls potential elements, you should also check, for example, how the internal controls of the company, do they keep the passwords of the whole thing in the open Google spreadsheet or not? No, I saw such cases like very big hacks happen because of that. So there are a lot of elements, cybersecurity elements that needs to be checked for every crypto project that is working with money. But unfortunately, this information, in order to do such full scope audit, you need to spend enormous amount of time, much more than just code review of a smart contract, and obviously it will cost much more. So that's why this is a circle that I started. So clients doesn't want to pay more. They want audit report. They want to have the assurance. They want to be associated with a reputable smart contract auditing firm, and that's sought to raise more money. So it's like quite obvious thing in the space right now. So saying all that, I want to underline that we as Hacken, we are not happy with the situation. We don't like it. And just like with but in order to change this, there are quite a lot of efforts need to be done. And obviously, there is no one is interested in changing this situation. None. The smart contract auditors not interested. They don't want to learn new things, how to work. They are okay with doing simple smart contract audits and that's it, and make big money, especially when they are overloaded with work. Clients are not interested in paying extra, and they're not very interested to improve their security because they need to run and do more marketing so to raise more money. And the only who is interested in it is probably retail investors who want to have quality information about the project they want to invest. But because the industry standards are the way they are, nothing is happening. So, but we see an opportunity how to change this thing. So just like we were searching for a way to change the cryptocurrency exchanges industry, and we wanted them to start doing regular pen tests, to run bug bounties, and this was done. We pushed them to do it. So after we started the cooperation with CoinGecko on the Trust Core. So we will follow similar path, and we will make a massive research on the cryptocurrency projects, like on basically all the tokens. And we will collect very valuable information about who is who in terms of their cybersecurity hygiene. And this data we will present present to community how we're gonna approach collecting this data, and I hope you will help us. And furthermore, this data will be used to create certain new ratings of cybersecurity of the crypto projects, and hopefully, but not hopefully, I'm absolutely sure when we will create such ratings, this will have massive impact, and those lazy founders will have to do an extra mile to make sure that the investors' money are secure.
This is important. I mean, this will also, what you say is correct. This will help the entire market to mature more, and like to kind of step, to step up their game, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there is we don't. People are talking about regulation, that regulators will come and they will give a set of the rules how we should live. They have no idea about what is happening in crypto world, like zero. They don't understand. Like crypto is moving so fast with so many new things happening. It's like even being, a founder of a project, it's hard to be, on track. So there is no way that regulators will go and set the rules that they will be widely accepted by crypto industry players. But crypto industry players will accept the big and loud requests from the communities, from the investors, from the communities, and it we will try to formulate together with our partners, crypto aggregators, who also is interested to make this industry more mature and more safe. We'll try to formulate certain frameworks that hopefully community will support, and together we will shape it.
Yeah, that's important. That's why I did did a little 1 minute talk about why partnership with organization that we just released in ADBA is important, because it's a forum, it's a communication channel, and it's a way to make sure that the right things are being communicated, and they're being communicated in a way to make sure that the industry grows and develops, and it doesn't suffocate, because US regulators think that they're protecting American investors. um, by the way, what I wanted to say is that within like the service package that we are providing to the projects, and if anyone is interested in discussing this further, don't write it in a common group in Telegram. This is going to be missed. Write directly to me by the email, and it's very simple. It's Sasha, SASHA, at PureFi.io. So write with, if you have like really serious interest in working with us, if you understand what is the value that you will receive, and if generally like you want to get the service from us, from Hacken. The good thing is that because we're under Hacken Foundation, through us, it's generally like cheaper to get the services than if you go directly. So I mean, everyone's interests are aligned here, and yeah, I'm probably gonna just focus on the next question. I picked one question that I think I partially covered it, but it's good to refresh the information. Have you already spoken to potential partners about this new product, and are they equally excited about it? Very good question. Very specific. Yes, before obviously announcing anything, we internally, we're doing customer development. We're seeing whether something that we created as an idea would actually be needed for the market. And of course, I mean, the IDO platforms that helped launch PureFi. So they were the first ones we talked about this. And if there wasn't any feedback that this is kind of relevant or interesting, we would think that maybe there is no need for this. But like, since Paid Ignition really liked the idea, so we will hopefully we'll find a way how to integrate this and provide more value for both the actual projects to the retail investors and for PureFi community. And this is great. Then we also receive a number of serious inquiries from actual projects that they want to launch soon. and they come to us with an advice, but they want also to kind of get our service. And in general, I see a very bright future here because Hacken has a massive community and network of IDO platforms, centralized exchanges, and generally projects that we will leverage and target. We have a massive community from, through investors to, again, our strategic advisors, myself. So the community, like the network is massive, and it's a no-brainer to offer this service. So, I mean, I see a really bright future here. Hopefully I answered the question. Dima, do you want to take the next one? Did you, and is there any questions that you like particularly?
I highlighted the 11 Hacking group being renamed to Hacking Foundation, as we all know. Give us additional information about the Hacking Foundation. So the basic idea is that I want Hacking Foundation to be a DAO. And once we get where we want to be, we will start the process of transferring token reserves to a DAO. So, and then DAO will decide what to do with these reserves. This is the main idea. And we will shift certain responsibility towards DAO, and that's I think that this is the next level of crypto companies evolution, and that's why renaming from group, which is like sounds too corporate, to a foundation, it's a logical step.
I like foundation more than group anyway. You get my support there. This is, I like it more. This makes a lot of sense. The last question from the Twitter section, because we have to pick 5. We answered 4 already, and I picked one that is specifically asking about how would PureFi work with DEXs and check DeFi wallets. I think this question is being repeated in almost every AMA session that we did, but I don't mind answering it again because it's kind of important. So there are 2 scenarios that, the scenario where we will integrate PureFi into the interfaces of a DEX and PureFi through our relationships with AML service providers will screen all of the transactions or all the wallets that want to interact with a DEX or with a pool, and that will be an analytical service. There is a second way of interacting where, as again, that's the second milestone in our roadmap, where PureFi will actually act as a filter. So, for example, a DEX say that will integrate with the PureFi dashboard through an API, and because of the regulation or because for whatever reasons, they have to set up the benchmark within AML risk score until what is acceptable and what's not. So they will tell us, for example, we don't want to interact with wallets or users or assets that are above 51%. Let's say something that was considered to be already in a red zone. And essentially, then the interim smart contract that we will be launching at the second iteration will essentially enable that filtering. If a user receives the risk score of 70 or 52, then he or she won't be able to send a transaction. And that's one of the ways, again, how we will interact with DEXs. right now we won't push the entire market. I mean, as much as I want it, but we won't try to break all the existing business models and operational flows. And we are offering our service to, for companies who understand that, there is a growing concern related to AML. And when integrating with PureFi, they will be able to open up their new liquidity pools, leaving existing ones the way they want. But the new liquidity pools, for example, as a potential way of collaborating, will only have verified and clean verified wallets. The good example is our recent partnership with Blockbank. So they are basically, they realize what they do. They want to provide custody service, and they want PureFi to filter, everything, all the dirt that makes interacting with DeFi risky. And through that partnership, we will work on onboarding institutional investors into their ecosystem, which is absolutely amazing partnership, which is, it's exactly the type of partnerships that I'm looking for. And we have also received a ton of questions from, a live chat. I think it's not so many. Dima, do you want to answer any of the live questions? Do you like any?
Hacking, can you tell about the loudest hack attack for your opinion? I think the recent one with what is the name? Poly. What was the name when the guy stole 611 million?
Million.
I don't remember.
Poly
something. Yeah, that's legendary for sure. Like the fact that the guy I know that this story has very big positive effect, because people that lost, like they thought that they lost their money, and there were a lot of people, like 611 million is a lot, and there were people that suffered, the victims, they get into very big depression, like I knew some of these people, and they were like extremely upset. They wanted to quit everything, like very, very bad. And then when this story happened, it was like, a newborn people. They got the injection of pure energy into their hearts, and some of them made very good actions in terms of charities, and some of them made good actions in terms of investments. And this hack overall had very positive, we started to believe in people, after this legendary return. So for sure, it's the biggest in history and the loudest ever.
Yeah, one of them, definitely. Yeah, I read a lot of stuff about this guy, that he actually did some mistakes. I mean, really dumb mistakes that actually a lot of his funds were blocked immediately. He could not withdraw it, and then he basically got offered 500K for go and work at the company that he hacked, which wasn't a bad idea for him, but he refused. But anyway, nevertheless, let's speak one more question. Hello, can you tell me more about how your smart contract works and how they check dirty money? Very simple answer is that the smart contract will essentially be an interim smart contract, where we explained again, and it's like a separate article in Medium, go read. But very quickly is quick replies that we have already existing relationship with AML service providers. And when I hope to say that next week we will announce another major partnership with one of the tier one major AML service providers as well. And basically, when the user connects the wallet, through AML databases, they will receive an AML risk score. It's very, very simple. AML databases will see what, all the transactions that happened with this wallet. It's an investigation that happens all the time. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, it might sound scary or complicated, but it's not. At certain extent, it's not really a rocket science. It's just making sure that we work with the right partners. Also, important question that I picked. Can you explain which blockchain you plan to check? Will it be ETH, BSC, or only you will join others? So this is a good question. Not many people understand that in order to perform on-chain AML analytics, the layer one blockchain has to be first indexed and clusterized. I don't know if I'm saying the right terminology in English. But first of all, the developers has to take on and provide that clusterization of data and transactions on chain in order for AML databases to work. And this is one of the also services that PureFi can provide. And we're in talks with our hope to speak future partners for providing that service that we can do with our in-house resources. So this is like, for example, if we're talking about providing that service for Solana, this will take 2-3 months for our team to do that. And then we can start, actually, then AML service providers can work with Solana. So this is a type of discussions we're having with different layer one protocols. And we have a lot of discussions happening in parallel. Some projects want to give us grant. Some projects want us to participate in hackathons. And, we're discussing investments, but like investments will just leave for the future. But right now, of course, as I mentioned, it's Ethereum is Binance Smart Chain, and it will be Polygon in a very, very nearest future. What else? Share your future plans for partnerships with DEXs. Which DEXs you will plan to work? Considering that with some of the DEXs we have NDAs in place, and again, it's funny if somebody really think of what I just said. It's NDA is the contract that's signed between entities, and a decentralized exchange should not even be an entity. So I mean, anyway, we are talking with a number of tier one or tier two DEXs, and I'm talking about volume wise. Considering that we are opening up a partnership with Polygon, we will be integrating on one of the DEXs there. I personally in touch with 3 DEXs right now on Polygon, and these partnerships will go live. So we are working, when we're talking about Polygon and Matic, it's not just about launching a pair, but it's about launching a pair, providing liquidity to the bridge, and building up a few partnerships where when we integrate, the user can use the token on Polygon and immediately go and utilize the partnerships instead of just having a pair with no utility or with no purpose. So this is something that we're working on quite heavily. Is there, Dima, do you want to take the last question? Because again, we covered a lot of stuff. I don't want to make it too long and too boring. pick the question that you like. Could be purely Hacken or Hacken Foundation related, or high, for example.
I would like to answer the question about if do you think High might be used as a form of payment of everyday activities like as shopping or online orders in the future, given Hacken strong collaboration with Ukrainian government? Look, it's coming. It's for sure it will happen. When we push it hard, trust us. And as I said, Ukraine is a polygon for crypto experiments, and unfortunately, the law is still not voted in the parliament, but in autumn for sure it will be. So it's coming. It will be soon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Is there anything you want to add? Is there anything you want to say particularly? I mean, right now we've covered the agenda.
Sure. What can I say?
Say how amazing the service from PureFi will be, and again, you can direct all the interested parties to email me directly.
We are very early still. I know that probably people heard this phrase so many times, but this is true. Like, the infrastructure is not ready yet, and PureFi, Hacken, we are building this infrastructure. And so by following our projects and following our progress, you are basically following and making your impact on building new financial system of the planet Earth. So it's good thing to follow, learn, read about solutions, and explore this amazing crypto world. For sure, it will be a lot of fun.
Agreed. Well, we're almost an hour in this discussion. We will continue doing this bi-monthly, so basically 2 times a month for now, and we'll focus on providing valuable updates, and just to keep our community up to updated with what is going on. I think next week you will hear a lot of interesting news. And yeah, again, PureFi service together with the AML, together with Hacken Foundation. If anyone, any of the projects is interested to discuss that, just feel free to message me or email, ideally email. And that being said, I think these are the opportunity for saying see you in 2 weeks. Dima, thanks for joining. This was an
inviting. See you soon.
All right. Thanks, everyone. You have a good evening.
Bye-bye.